In today's video, we'll be solving the sample question paper for class 10 session 2024-25 of Mathematics Standard CBSE. The first question says the graph of a quadratic polynomial p of x passes through the points 6, 0, 0, minus 30, 4, minus 20 and 6, 0. What are the zeros of the polynomial? Now we know that the zero of a polynomial is the number for which the value of the polynomial is itself 0. So here we can see for minus 6 and 0 and 6 and 0, the value of the polynomial is equating to 0. So minus 6 and 6 are the zeros of the polynomial, and option D is the correct answer. Second question asks us to find the value of k for which the system of equations 3x minus ky equals to 7 and 6x plus 10y equals to 3 is inconsistent. So when we say inconsistent, that means the lines are parallel. For this, the condition is a1 by a2 equals to b1 by b2 not equals to c1 by c2. So here in the equations, if we take ax plus by equals to c in this form, a and b are 3 and minus k here and 6 and 10 here. So a1 by a2 can be written as 3 by 6, b1 by b2 can be written as minus k by 10. So 3 ones are 3 twos are, I can do this, and then 1 by 2 equals to minus k by 10. Upon sending k to this side and 2 to the other side, I'll be left with minus 2k equals to 10 and k equals to minus 10 by 2, 2 ones, 2 fives, and k is minus 5. So B is the correct option. Third question asks us which of the following statements is not true. The first statement says a number of secants can be drawn at any point on the circle. A secant intersects circle at 2 points, so this is true. Only one tangent can be drawn at any point on a circle. That is true. So a tangent is something that touches one point on the circle, so that also is true. A chord is a line segment joining 2 points on the circle, which is also true. D says from a point inside the circle, only 2 tangents can be drawn. Tangent can be drawn only from one point on a circle, that too it can be drawn from outside the circle. So D is false and D is our correct option, which is not true. Fourth question says if the nth term of an arithmetic progression is 7n minus 4, then find the common difference of the progression. So they have given us the nth term, that is an equals to 7n minus 4. If we can find the first 2 terms, then we can find the common difference. So we can find the first term as a1, substituting n value as 1, I get a1 is 3, and similarly substituting n value as 2, I get the a2 value as 10. Now that common difference can be found by a2 minus a1, which is 10 minus 3, and the answer is 7. In the fifth question, they say that the radius of the base of a right circular cone and the radius of a sphere are 5 centimeters in length. If the volume of the cone is equal to the volume of the sphere, then the height of the cone is. So let's equate the volume of the cone to the volume of the sphere. R is 5 centimeters, and when we equate volume of the cone to volume of the sphere, we equate the formulas, that is 4 by 3 pi r cube equals to 1 by 3 pi r square h. We can see that pi and pi is common, so it gets cancelled. 3 also gets cancelled. I can cancel r square and cube here. I'll be left with 1 r. So this becomes 4 into r equals to h. So r value is 5. Substituting that, I get 4 into 5 equals to h. So h will be 20 centimeters. In the sixth question, they have given us tan theta value and they want us to find 4 sin theta plus cos theta divided by 4 sin theta minus cos theta. So tan theta equals to 5 by 2, which is nothing but opposite by adjacent. If we can see the triangle here, so we have the value of this and the value of this, and we know that value of the hypotenuse can be found by doing square root of opposite square plus adjacent square according to Pythagoras theorem. So square root of 5 square plus 2 square equals to root 29. I found the hypotenuse so that I can find sin theta and cos theta. So sin theta will be opposite by hypotenuse, that is 5 by root 29. Cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse, which is 2 by root 29. Now I can substitute the values in the given question and I can do the simplification as shown here. So 4 sin theta plus cos theta by 4 sin theta minus cos theta. So that will give me 20 plus 2 by root 29 by 20 minus 2 by root 29. Root 29 and root 29 get cancelled. This is 22 by 18 and 2 11s are 22 and 2 9s are 18 will give me 11 by 9, which is option A. In the 7th question, we have a figure here and a tangent has been drawn at a point P on the circle and the center is O. They have given us that TPQ is 110. So this angle is 110 degrees and they want us to find POQ. So they want us to find the angle subtended at the center. We know that angle subtended by the chord at the center equals to 2 times the angle subtended at the tangent. How do I find the angle subtended at the tangent? This is the angle that we need to find. So we know that this is a straight line. So it has to be 180 degrees. So 110 plus x equals to 180. So x equals to 70 degrees. So I know that this angle is 70 degrees. So angle P is 70 degrees. Now angle POQ is twice angle P, which is 2 into 70. That is 140, which is option C. In 8th question, we are asked to find a quadratic polynomial that has zeros as minus root 5 by 2 and plus root 5 by 2. So we know that the formula for finding the polynomial with alpha and beta as zeros is a into x minus alpha into x minus beta. Here alpha is minus root 5 by 2 and beta is plus root 5 by 2. So I substitute those values here and p of x becomes a into x minus root 5 by 2 and x minus root 5 by 2. This here is in the form of a plus b into a minus b, right? So I can write it as a square minus b square. So that gives me x square minus root 5 by 2 whole square. So this gives me a into x square minus 5 by 2. If I multiply this by 2, I can write it as 2x square minus 5. Now looking at the options given to us, the closest option seems to be 8x square minus 20 because this is nothing but 2x square minus 5 into 4. 4 2s are 8 and 4 5s are 20. So this is the closest option, which is our answer. In the 9th question, they have given us a frequency distribution of 45 observations and they want us to find the upper limit of the median class. For that, we have to find the median class and see where it lies. So this table can be rewritten in the table given here. I have calculated the cumulative frequency. So the class and frequency were given. Upon calculating the cumulative frequency, I have found the median by taking n by 2 observations. So 45 by 2 is nothing but 22.5. Now where does this 22.5 lie? In the class 20 to 30 over here. So the upper limit of this class is 30. So the answer is 30. In the 10th question here, we are given that O is the point of intersection of two chords AB and CD drawn here and angle BOC is 80 degrees. So this angle over here is 80 degrees and we have to find out whether these triangles ODA and OBC are similar or not and what is their nature. So starting with triangle ODA here, it is isosceles because these two sides are common, two sides are same, it's an isosceles triangle. And we know that angle BOC and angle AOD are same because angles subtended by the same chord are equal. And another rule is that products of the line segment on each chord are equal. That is, OA into OB should be equals to OD into OC. But we know here that OA equals to OD. So these two are same. So OB equals to OC and triangle OBC is also isosceles and triangle ODA and triangle OBC are similar. So option B, isosceles and similar is correct. Let's take a look at the 11th question. We are given a quadratic equation and we are asked to find the nature of the roots. So to understand the nature of the roots, we need to find b square minus 4ac. So the given equation is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. So here b is 1 and c is minus 1. So finding out b square minus 4ac, I get the value as 5. 5 is greater than 0. This means the roots are real and distinct. Now whether to find the roots are rational or irrational, I need to see square root of 5. This is not a perfect square. So the roots are irrational and real and distinct. So option A is the correct answer. In 12th question, we are given theta equals to 30 degrees and we have to find the value of 3 tan theta. So tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So 3 into tan 30 will be 3 by root 3. So option C is the correct answer. In 13th question, we are given the volume of a solid hemisphere is 396 by 7 centimeter cube and we have to find the total surface area of this solid hemisphere. Before finding the total surface area, we need to find the value of radius from this volume given to us. So the formula for volume is 2 by 3 pi r cube, which is equal to 396 by 7. So writing pi as 22 by 7 and finding out r cube, here I can cancel out 7 and 7 and sending 3 to the other side gives me 2 into 22 into r cube equals to 396 into 3. So r cube value is 27. So r is equal to 3. Now using this r value, we can calculate the total surface area of the solid hemisphere. That would be 2 pi r square plus pi r square, which will give me 3 pi r square. Upon substituting the value of r, that is 3 here, I get the value as 594 by 7. So option B is the correct answer. 14th question is a simple probability question which says that there are total 24 balls, out of which 4 are blue, 11 are green and the rest are white. So one ball is drawn at random. We have to find the probability of the drawn ball as white in color. So we are given total number of balls is 24. Blue is 4, green is 11. So let's find white. White is nothing but total minus blue plus green, which gives me 24 minus 11 plus 4 and the answer is 9. So the probability of getting a white ball would be 9 by 24. So 3 3s are 9 and 3 8s are 24 and the answer is 3 by 8, which is option B. In 15th question, we have to find a point that is on x-axis and is nearest to minus 4 and minus 5. So the point on x-axis has the y-coordinate as 0 and it should have the same x-coordinate so that it is closest to the given coordinate. So the point will be minus 4 and the y-coordinate will be 0. So option B is the correct answer. In 16th question, we are asked which of the following gives the middlemost observation of the data: median, mean, range and mode. So let's see what is a median. Median separates higher half and lower half of the data. Mean is the average of the data. Range is different between minimum and maximum of the data, whereas mode is the most frequently occurring data. So out of all this, we can see that the middlemost observation can be given by the median because it separates the higher half and the lower half. So the answer is median. In 17th question, we have to find a point on x-axis that divides the line segment joining the given points in the ratio 1:2. So the formula to find x and y coordinates in a given ratio is, if we have x1, y1 and x2, y2 and the ratio is m:n, then we can find the x coordinate by using this formula mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n and y coordinate by using the formula my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. So this gives me x equals to 1 into 5 plus 2 into 2 by 1 plus 2. So y is 1 into 6 plus 2 into minus 3 by 3. So x comes to the value 9 by 3 and y becomes 0. So 9 by 3 can be simplified as 3 1s are 3 3s are 9. So 3 comma 0 is the coordinate. Option C. In 18th question, it is said that a card is drawn from a well shuffled deck of playing cards. The probability of getting a red face card is, so we have to find the probability of getting a red face card. So we know that the total number of cards in a deck are 52, out of which we have 26 red and 26 black. Now each suit, that is hearts, diamonds or clubs or spades, have 3 face cards. Each color also has 3 face cards. Now red has 2 suits, that is heart and diamonds. Now red faces will be 3 into 2, which is 6. So the probability of getting a red face card will be 6 out of 52, that is 6 out of total cards, that is 6 by 52, which gives me 3 by 26. In the 19th and 20th questions, we are given some assertions and reasons, and we are expected to find if either one of them is true or both are true. So the first assertion is that HCF of any two consecutive even numbers is always true. So let us write some even natural numbers in a series. It looks like this: 2, 4, 6, so on. So it can be written as 2n, 2 into n plus 1, so on. HCF is 2. Why is the HCF 2? Because all of them are divisible by the common factor, which is 2. The reasoning is that even natural numbers are divisible by 2, which is true. So both the assertion and reason in this case are true. In the 20th question, the assertion says that if the radius of a sector of a circle is reduced to half and angle is double, then the perimeter of the sector remains the same. So perimeter of the sector is 2r plus L, where L equals to pi r theta by 180. So the perimeter becomes 2r plus pi r theta by 180. Now they have told us that r is r by 2, that is radius is reduced by half, and angle is twice, that is theta is 2 theta. Substituting this in the perimeter value, I get perimeter as r plus pi r theta by 90. However, this perimeter and this perimeter value are not same. So the assertion is false. The reason is given as length of the arc subtending the angle theta at the center of a circle of radius r is pi r theta by 180. However, the length formula given to us is true. So the reason is correct, but the assertion is wrong. First part of the 21st question asks us to find HCF and LCM of 480 and 720 using the prime factorization method. So let's do the prime factorization for 480. 480 can be written as the factor of 2 and 240, and so on. When I'm prime factorizing with 2, I come to 30 into 2. Now 30 can be written as 15 into 2, and 15 can be written as 3 into 5. So the prime factors can be written as 2 power 5 into 3 into 5 for 480. Similarly, let's do the prime factorization for 720. So the prime factorization for 720 gives us 2 power 4 into 3 square into 5. Now finding the HCF and LCM. HCF can be found by taking 2 power 4 into 3 into 5, which gives us 240. LCM, however, we have to take 2 power 4 into 3 square into 5, which gives me 1440. The second option of the 21st question asks us to find HCF of 85 and 238, and it says it is expressible in the form of 85m minus 238. We have to find the value of m. Let's start by taking HCF of 85 and 238. So after doing prime factorization of 85 and 238, I get the HCF, that is the highest common factor, as 17. Now 85m minus 238 is 17. 85m is equal to 255, and the value of m I get is 255 by 85, which is 51 by 17, and the answer is 3. The first question in the 22nd question says that the dice are rolled together bearing numbers 4, 6, 7, 9, 11 and 12. Find the probability that the product of the numbers obtained is an odd number. So we can see that each die has 6 faces that are given to us. Odd numbers in these faces are 7, 9 and 11. In order to get the product as odd numbers, we have to get odd numbers on both the dice. So the total outcomes of each die will be 6 into 6, that is 6 faces. So we get 36. Product of odd number, that is a possibility of getting the product as odd number, is 3 for the first die and 3 for the second die, which is 9. Now in order to calculate the probability, I have to divide this 9 by 36. So 1 9 ones, 9 fours. So the probability is 1 by 4. Part B of 22nd question says, how many positive 3-digit integers have the hundreds digit 8 and units digit 5? Find the probability of selecting one such number out of all the 3-digit numbers. So how many 3-digit numbers we have between 999 and 100 can be calculated by 999 minus 100 plus 999 itself, that is 1. So we have total of 900 3-digit numbers. Now in this 3-digit numbers, if we write as A, B, C, We are set that the hundredths digit is 8 and the units digit is 5. What are the possibilities for the middle digit? It can be anywhere between 0 to 9. So the total number of possibilities are 10. So this 10 divided by 900 will give us the probability. So 0, 0 get cancelled and the probability is 1 by 90. 23rd question asks us to find the value of 2 sine square 60 minus tan square 30 by secant square 45. This is a simple substitution question. We have to substitute the value of sine 60, tan 30 and secant 45. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2, tan 30 is 1 by root 3 and secant 45 is nothing but 1 by cos 45. So which is 1 by root 2 which is root 2. Upon substituting all these values, I can simplify the expression to 14 by 24 which can be further simplified by 2 7s are 14 and 2 12s are 24. So the answer will be 7 by 12. 24th question says find the points on x-axis which is at distance of square root 41 units from the point 8 comma minus 5. So here we have to use the formula for the distance between 2 points. So let the point be x comma 0. I am saying x comma 0 because the point is on x-axis, so the y coordinate will be 0. Now this x comma 0 can be substituted into the formula along with the given point in order to find the value. So the distance between the 2 points is x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square which is square root 41. Here I am substituting the values of x1 and x2 as x and 8 and y1 and y2 as minus 5 and 0. Here upon squaring on both sides I get x minus 8 whole square plus 5 square equals to 41. X minus 8 whole square becomes 16. Here again taking square root on both sides, I get x minus 8 equals to square root of 16 which can be either plus or minus 4. So x minus 8 can be plus or minus 4. So x minus 8 can be 4, x minus 8 can be minus 4. So x can be either 12 or x can be 4. These are the two values of x. In the 25th question, we are given 3 points that are the vertices of an isosceles triangle. We have to prove that the triangle is isosceles. How do we do that? So, similar to the last question, we can use the formula for the distance between the 2 points and we can find the distance between AB, BC and CA. If 2 of the sides are similar, that means it's an isosceles triangle. So, the lengths can be found by using the same formula, square root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So AB is nothing but 5 minus 5 comma 6 and 3 comma 0 which gives me square root of 100 which is 10. So the distance between A and B is 10. Similarly, finding the distance between B and C, I get it as 10. Finding the distance between A and C gives me 10 root 2. Here I can see that AB and BC have the same lengths, proving that the triangle is an isosceles triangle. In 26th question, part A, I am given a triangle ABC inside which there is a triangle DEF such that DE and F are the midpoints of the sides of the triangle. We have to prove that triangle FBD, that's the triangle here, is similar to triangle DEF and triangle DEF is similar to triangle ABC. So in order to prove triangle DEF and ABC, let's consider the two parallelograms here as shown in the figure here. So FEBD and FEDC. I have labeled the angles as shown in the figure here. So from FEBD, we know that the angles in a parallelogram opposite to each other are equal. So angle 2 equals to angle 5 and angle 4 equals to angle 3. Now in triangle ABC and DEF, we have proven that two angles are similar. From angle-angle criterion, I can say that triangle DEF is similar to triangle ABC. Now in order to prove the other one, let's consider triangle DEF and FBD. So here we know that FE and BD are parallel lines because they are midpoints, and we can say that angle 4 equals to angle 7 because they are alternate angles, and FD is the same side, as well as angle 2 equals to angle 5 from our previous proof. So from this we can say that triangle DEF is similar to triangle FBD. In 26th question in part B, we have a triangle ABC where P and Q are points on AB and AC respectively such that PQ is parallel to BC. They have drawn a median from A, that is AD, on BC here. we have to prove that it bisects PQ. So this is a median drawn from A to BC. So we know that BD equals to CD because this will bisect BC. We should prove that it also bisects PQ. Now since PQ is parallel to BC, can we say that triangle APR, that is this triangle over here, is similar to triangle ABD? Because if this line is parallel to this line, then this angle and this angle will be equal, as well as they have a common angle over here. So angle criterion, I can say that triangle APR and triangle ABD are similar, right? Now from that I can write that AP by AB equals to PR by BD. Let's say that is equation 1. Now similarly, I can also say from these angles over here that triangle AQR and triangle ACD are similar. So AQ by AC is also equal to RQ by CD. Let's say that is equation 2. Now from triangle ABC and APQ, I can say that AP by AB equals to AQ by AC. Let's say that is equation 3. From these three equations, I can write that PR by BD equals to RQ by CD. So that is PR by BD equals to RQ by CD. So from this, I know already that BD equals to CD. So I can say PR equals to RQ. That means that this median over here is bisecting PQ. In 27th question, it says the sum of two numbers is 18 and the sum of their reciprocals is 9 by 40. Find the two numbers. Let's say the numbers are x and y. So x plus y equals to 18 and 1 by x plus 1 by y is 9 by 40. Now, upon expanding this, I get y plus x by xy equals to 9 by 40. That is 18 by xy equals to 9 by 40 because x plus y is 18. From this, I get x into y value as 80. Now I can find the quadratic equation if I have x plus y and xy, which are like alpha plus beta and alpha beta. So this is the formula for the quadratic equation. Substituting the values into it, I get t square minus 18t plus 80. Now in order to find t here, I can use minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac by 2a, which is the formula. Here a is 1, b is minus 18 and c is 80. Upon substituting these values in b square minus 4ac, I get square root of b square minus 4ac as 2. Now substituting this in the formula for finding t, I get the value of t as 10 and 8. So these are the two numbers whose sum is 18 and the reciprocal sum is 9 by 40. In 28th question, we have alpha and beta as zeros of 6x square minus 5x plus 1. Then we have to form a quadratic polynomial whose zeros are alpha square and beta square. So alpha plus beta equals to minus b by a, alpha and to beta equals to c by a for a given ax square plus bx plus c kind of an equation. We know this. Now here a is 6, b is minus 5 and c is 1. So let's find alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. This is so that we can find alpha plus beta whole square and alpha square beta square, so that we can find the polynomial whose zeros are alpha square and beta square. So alpha plus beta is 5 by 6, alpha into beta is 1 by 6. Now to form a polynomial whose zeros are alpha square and beta square, we need to find alpha square beta square and alpha square plus beta square. Now alpha square beta square can be written as alpha beta whole square, which is 1 by 6 whole square, which is 1 by 36. Alpha square plus beta square can be found by using this formula where we know that alpha plus beta whole square is equal to alpha square plus beta square minus 2 alpha beta, right? So if we send this alpha square plus beta square to the other side and alpha plus beta whole square to this side, I can write it as alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta. By substituting the values of alpha plus beta and alpha into beta, I get the value as 13 by 36. Now I have 1 by 36 and 13 by 36 and I can substitute it into the value for the polynomial, which is x square minus alpha plus beta whole square into x plus alpha square beta square, which will give me x square minus 13x by 36 plus 1 by 36. Multiplying this whole equation by 36, I can get the equation as 36x square minus 13x plus 1, which is the quadratic of the polynomial whose zeros are alpha square and beta square. If cos theta plus sin theta equals to 1, then prove that cos theta minus sin theta equals to plus or minus 1. Let's start with what is given to us. Cos theta plus sin theta equals to 1. Squaring on both sides results in cos square theta plus sin square theta plus 2 cos theta sin theta equals to 1. Now we know that cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So 2 cos theta sin theta is as it is equals to 1. Sending this 1 to other side, I get 2 cos theta into sin theta equals to 0. Now take cos theta minus sin theta whole square, which is cos square theta plus sin square theta minus 2 cos theta sin theta. We know that this value over here is 0. Substituting this equation 1, I end up with cos theta minus sin theta whole square equals to 1. Now taking square root on both sides here, I can say cos theta minus sin theta equals to square root 1. Square root 1 can either be minus 1 whole square or plus 1 whole square. So cos theta minus sin theta equals to plus or minus 1, which is the proof. 30th question, first part. Minute hand of a wall clock is 18 centimeters long. Find the area of the face of the clock described by the minute hand in 35 minutes. So we know that a minute hand completes a full circle in 60 minutes. So angle swept in 1 minute will be 360 by 60, which is 6 degrees. Now angle swept in 35 minutes can be 35 into 6, which is 210 degrees. Now in order to find the area of the face swept by this minute hand in 35 minutes, we can use the formula of area of a sector. Area of the sector is theta by 360 into pi r square. Here we are given r as 18 centimeters. Substituting that value, I get 30 into 22 into 18 by 20, and I end up with 3 into 22 into 18 by 2, which is 2 ones, 2 nines are, so 3 into 22 into 9, which is 594 centimeter square is the area of the sector or area described by the minute hand in 35 minutes. Question B says, AB is the chord of a circle centered at O such that angle AOB equals to 60 degrees. So this angle is 60 degrees. If OA is 14 centimeters, that is this is 14 centimeters, then find the area of the minor segment. In order to find the area of the minor segment, we have to remove the area of this triangle from the area of the sector. Now area of the sector can be found as theta by 360 into pi r square. Here we are given the value of r as 14. So theta by 360 degrees into 22 by 7 into 14 square. Here I have substituted theta as 60 degrees as given to us. Now the area of the sector value comes to 102.7 centimeter square. The next step is to find the area of the triangle. Here area of the triangle AOB, where we are given the value of theta and two sides, that is 14 centimeters here and another 14 centimeters here, I can write as AB sin theta by 2. So 14 into 14 into sin theta value is root 3 by 2. I get the value by taking root 3 as 1.73 here as 84.7 centimeter square. Now area of the minor segment can be calculated by removing this from this, which is 18 centimeter square. Question 31 asks us to prove that square root of 3 is an irrational number. Now in order to do that, let's start by assuming that root 3 is a rational number, and if root 3 is a rational number, then root 3 should be equal to p by q, where q is not equal to 0 and p and q are integers with no common factors. Now let's start by squaring on both sides for this expression. This becomes 3 equals to p square by q square. Now sending q square to the other side, I can write p square equals to 3q square. This means that p square is divisible by 3. Let's say that is the first conclusion. Now assume here that p equals to 3k. Now again squaring on both sides gives me p square equals to 9k square. Here substituting this in the first assumption, I get 9k square equals to 3q square. That means 3k square equals to q square. This again means that q square here is divisible by 3. Let's say this is conclusion number 2. Now we can see that this conclusion number 1 and conclusion number 2 are contradicting with our initial assumption that p and q are integers with no common factors, because they both are divisible by 3. Because they are contradicting our initial assumption, we can say that our initial assumption is wrong, that root 3 is rational, and hence we can say that root 3 is an irrational number. Question number 32. First part asks us to solve the following system of linear equations graphically. Now we have two equations, x plus 2y equals to 3 and 2x minus 3y plus 8 equals to 0. So in order to solve these kind of linear equations graphically, we need to make tables and find the values of x and y at least for two coordinates as shown here. So for the first table here, I took the equation as x plus 2y equals to 3. Now in order to find y, I can send x and 2 to the other side, which makes 2y equals to 3 minus x and y equals to 3 minus x by 2. So this is what I have taken here. Assuming x as 0 gives me one coordinate, assuming y as 0 gives me another coordinate. Now similarly for the second equation, where 2x minus 3y equals to minus 8, in order to isolate 8, I wrote as 3y equals to 2x plus 8 and y equals to 2x plus 8 by 3. That's what I have written here. So assuming x as 0 gives me one coordinate, assuming y as 0 gives me other coordinate. So I have two coordinates for the first equation, two coordinates for the second equation. The next step is to take a graph and plot these coordinates of the graph and join them using straight lines. The graph plotted so looks like this. Here you can see point A is 0 and 1.5 that I've plotted here, and point B is 3 and 0 that I've plotted here. So drawing a straight line gives me the graph for the equation x plus 2y equals to 3. Similarly, drawing another straight line for points C and D gives me the graph for the equation 2x minus 3y plus 8 equals to 0. Now the point at which these two graphs intersect, I have written as point P here. So point P is minus 1 comma 2, which is the solution for these two linear equations that I have got graphically. So solution is minus 1 comma 2. Question 32 part B says that there is a point A and point B and the distance is 180 kilometers. One car starts from A and one car starts from B. If the cars travel in the same direction at different speeds, they meet in 9 hours. If they travel towards each other with the same speeds as before, they meet in an hour. What are the speeds of these two cars? So let's say the speed of A is V1 and the speed of B is V2. So the distance between A and B is 180 kilometers. In the same direction, I can write the relative speed as distance into time, that is V1 minus V2 into 9 is 180 kilometers. So V1 minus V2 is 9 ones are 9, 20. So 20. Let's say that is equation 1. Now when they are traveling towards each other, let's say V1 plus V2, that is the distance is still 180 kilometers. So this is equation 2. Now equation plus 1 plus equation 2 gives me V1 minus V2 plus V1 plus V2 is 20 plus 180. Here V2 and V2 get cancelled, plus and minus, so 2V1 is 200. V1 is 100 kilometers per hour. Substituting this in equation 1 gives me the value of V2 here as 80 kilometers per hour. So these are the respective speeds of A and B. Question number 33 has two parts. In the first part, they ask us to prove that the lengths of the tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. Let's start by considering the figure of a circle here with two tangents AR and AQ drawn to the circle with center as O. In order to prove that the tangents are equal, we have to prove that AR equals to AQ. We know that a tangent drawn to a circle and is connected makes a angle of 90 degrees here. So here angle ORA and angle OQA are 90 degrees. Now considering the Pythagoras theorem for triangle AOR, I can write that OR square plus OA square equals to AR square, Let that be equation 1. Similarly, Pythagoras theorem for triangle AOQ, I can write OQ square plus OA square is AQ square. That be equation 2. Here in equation 1 and 2, I know that OR and OQ are same because that's the radius of the circle. Let's say it is R, and upon substituting, equation 1 becomes R square plus OA square equals to AR square, and equation 2 becomes R square plus OA square equals to AQ square. Here from these two equations, I can say AR square is equal to AQ square. Now taking square root on both sides, I get AR equals to AQ. That means tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. Now that we have proved this, let's take a look at the second part of question 33. In the second part of question 33, we are given a circle that is inscribed in the triangle ABC such that AB is 10 centimeters, AQ is 7 centimeters and CQ is 5 centimeters. So these are the given values. So this is 7, this is 5 and this is 10. I have drawn the same triangle here and we are expected to find the side BC. So we know that AR equals to AQ, which is 7. So this is also 7, and CP is equal to CQ, which is 5 centimeters. Let BR equals to BP equals to X centimeters. So BR is also equal to BP. I am saying let this be X centimeters. Here we know that AB equals to AR plus BR. So this 10 is equal to 7 plus X. From here I can get the value of X as 3 centimeters. Now BC is nothing but BP plus PC. Now CP is equal to 5. So X plus 5 gives me 8 centimeters. 34th question says a boy whose eye level is 1.35 meters from ground. So let's say A is the eye level, which is 1.35 meters from ground, spots a balloon moving with the wind in a horizontal line at some height from the ground. Let's say that height is h minus 1.35 including the ground level. Now the first instance is given as 60 degrees and after 12 seconds the angle of elevation reduced to 30 degrees. So initially it was 60 degrees, then it reduced to 30 degrees. Speed of the wind is given and we need to find the height of the balloon from the ground. So we need to find the total height over here. Initially the angle of elevation is given to us as 60 degrees. Now let the height above the eye level, that one, be h minus 1.35. Now tan 60 will give me h minus 1.35 by d, which is equal to root 3. Here I can write root 3 as 1.73 and this will become h minus 1.35 equal to 1.73 into d. Let that be equation 1. Now after 12 seconds the angle of elevation is 30 degrees. Now let the new distance be d prime. So tan 30 will be 1 by root 3 and this can be written as h minus 1.35 equals to d prime by 1.73. Let that be equation 2. Now in order to calculate the new distance, I can do d prime equals to d plus speed into time. So the speed of wind is given to me as 3 meters per second and the time is 12 seconds. So I can do d prime equals to d plus 3 into 12, which becomes d plus 36. If this is equation 3 and if I substitute this equation 3 in equation 2 over here, I can write equation 2 also in terms of d. So h minus 1.35 equals to d plus 36 by 1.73. Let this be equation 4. Now substituting this h minus 1.35 value in equation 1 will help me solve for the value of d. So 1.73 d equals to d plus 36 by 1.73. So from this I can find 1.73 into 1.73 is almost 3. So I can write 3d equals to d plus 36. From this I get the value of d as 18. Let this be equation 5. Now substituting this equation 5 in 4, I get h minus 1.35 equals to 1.73 into 18. So I can find the value of h as 31.14. However, the total height we have to remember is h plus 1.35. So, which equals to 31.14 plus 1.35. So, my final answer for h will be 32.49. The first question of 35 asks me to find the mean and median of the given data. So, I have all the class and frequency values given here. In order to find the mean and median, I have used the assumed mean method, and this table here helps me calculate the summation of the frequency as well as f into u, which I can further use in order to calculate by mean. So, here's the class given to us and this is the frequency given to us. Class mark is calculated as 85 plus 90 by 2, and which is 87.5, 90 plus 95 by 2, so on. So, that is how I have calculated the class mark. Here the value of u is given by x minus a by h. So, my h value here is 5, that is 90 minus 85 is 5, that is the difference, and a value is usually taken as the middle one, which is 102.5. So, I have assumed a as 102.5 and found x minus a by h. So, the u values for everything have been calculated here. F into u is nothing but the frequency into u value, which I have calculated in this column, and the summation value gives me minus 39. The final one is cumulative frequency, which I will be using to calculate the median. So, I have included this in the table as well. So, cumulative frequency is nothing but frequency plus the frequency before that. 15 plus 22 is 37, here 37 plus 20, so on, and the final one is 95 plus 25, which gives me 120. Now, the formula for calculating mean using assume mean method, x equals to a plus h summation fu by summation f. So, a value is 102.5 plus h value is 5, and we know summation fu here is minus 39 and summation f is 120. Upon substituting these values, I have got the mean value here as 100.875. Now, calculating the median value, this is the formula for median. L plus n by 2 minus Cf by f into h. We know that the value of h is 5 and value of L is 100. That is because the lower limit of 102.5 class is 100, and n by 2, which is 120 by 2, is 60, and cumulative frequency is 57 because 57 is the preceding cumulative frequency to the class that we have taken, and f is 18 here, that is the frequency next to 102.5. 102.5 is 18. So, substituting all these values, I get 100 plus 3 by 18 into 5 and a value of 100.83. So, this is the value of median. The second question in the 35th question gives us a table on monthly expenditure on milk in 200 families. Here we have been given a table, but number of families for 2500 to 3000, that's the frequency value here, x is missing. So, we have to find the value of x, and we also have to find the value of the mean expenditure. So, in order to find the value of x, we know that the sum of frequencies, that is total number of families, is 200. So, I can add all these and I can find x. So, upon adding all these and finding x, I get the value of x as 28. Now, taking the table in order to find frequencies and class mark and frequency into class mark gives me the values here. So, f is the values given to us, and x is 1000 plus 2500 by 2, 1500 plus 2000 by 2, so on. So, that is the value of x here. F into x values are given here. Now, in order to find the mean expenditure, I can use the formula for mean, which is x equals to summation of fx by summation of f. So, summation of fx is nothing but the addition of all these values, which gives me 5,32,500 over here. So, this can be written as 5,32,500 by 200. 200 is nothing but the sum of frequencies. Here I have taken the direct mean method because the class marks are simple. So, the value of mean comes to 2662.5. Question number 36 says Miss Sheila visited a store near her house and found that the glass jars are arranged one above the other in a specific pattern. On the top layer there are 3 jars, in the next 6 and in the next 9 and so on till 8 layers. On the basis of the above situation, answer the following questions. The first one is asking us to write an AP and also find the common difference of the AP. So the AP can be written as 3, 6, 9, 12 so on. Common difference here can be found by taking the first two terms. A is 3 and the common difference is 6 minus 3. So the answer is 3. That's the answer to the first question. In the second question, it's asking us to find if it is possible to arrange 34 jars in a layer and if this pattern can be continued. How to find this out? We need to find which layer will have 34 jars. So we can use the formula for nth term of the AP where an equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. So here nth term has to be 34. Let's find the value of n, that is the number of layers for which the value can be 34. Upon substituting the values here, we get the value for n as 11.33. Now 11.33 is not an integer. So jars cannot be arranged in this pattern and this pattern cannot be continued. Third question says, if there are n number of rows in a layer, then find the expression for finding the total number of jars in terms of n. We have to find Sn and also find S8. The formula for Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Here we can substitute a as 3 and d as 3 as we have seen before, and I get the value of Sn as 3n by 2 into n plus 1. So this is the nth layer. Now for 8th layer, I can substitute n value as 8 and I get the value of S8 here as 108. That's S8. In the third question, we have an option B in which they ask, if the shopkeeper added 3 jars in each layer, how many jars are there in the 5th layer from the top? Now the AP will be revised to become 6, 9, 12 so on because we have added 3 more jars. Now A is 6 and the common difference is still 3. Now in order to find an, we can use the same formula, a plus n minus 1 into d. Now we want to know the 5th layer, so A5. Here a value is 6 and d value is 3, n value is 5. Upon substituting, I get the answer as 18. In question number 37, we are given the triangle ABC and triangle DEF. ABC is a larger one and DEF is a smaller one. In the first question, we have to show that DPQ is similar to triangle DEF, and we are given that PQ here is parallel to EF. Now when PQ is parallel to EF, based on basic proportionality, I can write DP by DE equals to DQ by DF. Now I can also write angle PDQ equals to angle EDF. It's the same angle D here, and I can also write angle DPQ equals to angle DEF because PQ is parallel to EF, then the angle will be a corresponding angle and it will be the same one. So from this two angles being similar, I can say that triangle DPQ is similar to triangle DEF, and we have proved the first part. Second part of the question, we are given the value of DP as 50 centimeters and PE as 70 centimeters. We have to find PQ by EF. As we have written earlier, DP by DE equals to PQ by EF. Now DE can be written as DP plus DE, which is 50 plus 70, which is 120. Now I can write 50 by 120 equals to PQ by EF. Here PQ by EF comes to the value of 5 by 12. So we have found the value of PQ by EF. Now the third question says 2AB equals to 5DE and triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. Show that perimeter of triangle ABC by perimeter of triangle DEF is constant. Now I can write AB by DE equals to 5 by 2, but we are given that ABC is similar to DEF. So I can say AB by DE will be equal to BC by EF will be equal to AC by DF, which will be equal to 5 by 2. Now To write the perimeter of the triangles, I can write perimeter of triangle ABC is AP plus BC plus AC. DEF is DE plus EF plus DF. However, I can write this AB, BC and AC in terms of 5 by 2 because AB here is 5 by 2 into DE, BC is 5 by 2 into EF and AC is 5 by 2 into DF. Upon writing like this, DE, EF and DF gets cancelled and I am left with 5 by 2 which is a constant. So we have proven the third question. In the part B of third question, we are asked if AM and DN are medians of triangles ABC and DEF respectively, then prove triangle ABM is similar to triangle DEN. Let's draw the medians and take a look at them. We know that AB by DE equals to BC by EF because ABC and DEF we have proved similar already. Now we can also write AB by DE as BC by 2 by EF by 2 because this 2 and 2 get cancelled and it will still be the same. Now BC by 2 is nothing but BM and EF by 2 is nothing but EN. So I can write AB by DE equals to BM by EN. Also, since triangle ABC is similar to DEF, angle B will be equals to, so this angle and this angle will be equal, and also angle AMB will be equal to angle DNE, that is this will be 90 degrees and this also 90 degrees. We know that because that's the median. Now because of this two angles being equal, I can write triangle ABM is similar to triangle DEN. In 38th question, we are given a dimensions of a conical part of a silo. Radius is 1.5, height is 2, dimensions of the cylindrical part of the silo. So it has a conical part and it has a cylindrical part. Here radius is 1.5, height is 7. We are asked to calculate the slant height of the conical part. The formula for the slant height is L equals to square root of r square plus h square. In this case, because it's the conical part, the r is 1.5 and height is 2 meters. So 1.5 square is 2.25, 2 square is 4, which is 6.25. It looks like 625, right? So 25 is the square root of 625. So for 6.25, the square root will be 2.5. So we have solved the first one and found the length, which is 2.5 meters. Second question asks to find us the curved surface area of the conical part. The formula for the curved surface area is pi RL. So let pi be 3.14 and r is 1.5 and L just we have found as 2.5. Upon calculation, I get the value as 11.78 meters square. So the curved surface area of the conical part is 11.78 meters square. Now finding the cost of metal sheet used to make the curved cylindrical part of one silo at the rate of 2000 per meter square. Now we need to find the curved surface area of the cylinder and then find the cost. Finding the curved surface area of the cylinder, formula is 2 pi RH. Here r is 1.5 and height is 7. Substituting these values, I get the curved surface area as 66 meters square. And now I know that each meter square is 2000 rupees. For this whole thing, it will be 66 into 2000, which is 1,32,000. In the third question, we have another option B, which asks us to find the total capacity of one silo in order to store the grains. That is nothing but the volume of the cylinder. So which is the formula is pi r square h. So which can be written as 22 by 7 into 1.5 square into 7. So this 7 and 7 get cancelled. 22 into 2.25 gives me 49.5 meter cube, which is the total capacity of one silo. With this, we have completed solving the sample question paper.